Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're strapping in for what is, no joke, one of the world's most complex, volatile, and just consequential alliances. We're talking about the 75-year roller coaster ride that is the relationship between the United States and Pakistan. So let's just dive right in with this tweet from 2018. This is from a sitting U.S. president, and wow, it paints a pretty stark picture, right? A relationship gone bad, full of resentment, but, and this is a huge but, as you're about to see, when it comes to the U.S. and Pakistan, the full picture is never that simple. Because, get this, at the exact same time that this lies and deceit accusation was all over the headlines, Pakistan also had this official U.S. designation, Major Non-NATO Ally. And you know, that's a title that's supposed to be reserved for America's most trusted, closest partners. So which one is it? Are they an indispensable partner or a deceitful freeloader? I mean, that's the central question, the big paradox of this whole relationship. And to really get it, you've got to get on this roller coaster with us and go all the way back to the very beginning.
Okay, so our first big climb on this ride starts right after 1947. You've got Pakistan, a brand new country just finding its feet. The world is basically splitting right down the middle. You've got the US on one side, the Soviet Union on the other. And in the middle of all that, these two very different nations find a common enemy that's going to tie them together.
Now, let's be really clear about something. This was not an alliance built on shared values or, some deep friendship. Nope. This was all about immediate transactional needs. For Pakistan, it was born with this, well, experts call it a mortal fear of its much, much larger neighbor, India. And for the United States, they were playing global chess, and their only move was containing the Soviet Union.
So if you put yourself in Pakistan's shoes back then, the logic was crystal clear. Aligning with the US was like a perfect three-for-one deal. First, you get American weapons to balance things out with India. Second, you get a ton of American money to help build your new economy. And third, you get a powerful friend at the UN to back you up on the whole Kashmir dispute. And that's really the key thing to understand about this first part of the ride. This whole partnership was built on mutual self-interest. Nothing more, nothing less. It was a deal, and it was a deal that worked really well for both sides, for a while.
So what happens when the one thing holding the deal together, the Soviet Union, just disappears? Well, that's when you get the first terrifying drop on this roller coaster. The end of the Cold War triggered this absolutely violent whiplash in the relationship.
Yeah, with the Soviets gone, America's focus completely shifted. Now, the new boogeyman was nuclear proliferation. And suddenly, Pakistan's secret nuclear program, which, people had kind of looked the other way on before, it became the #1 issue. And this thing called the Pressler Amendment, that became the hammer.
And just like that, boom, the switch was flipped. The president couldn't sign the paper saying Pakistan was nuke-free. Sanctions kicked in. The aid money just stopped flowing. And this once vital ally, totally left out in the cold.
And this right here, this moment, perfectly shows you the pattern of this relationship. I mean, think about it. On September 10th, 2001, Pakistan is basically a pariah. Then, just 2 days later, because of where it is on a map, it becomes the single most important can't-do-without-them partner for the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan. The roller coaster just shoots right back up to the top. And this next climb, wow, it was faster and steeper than anything before. Billions and billions of dollars started pouring back into Pakistan, but this time the ride was seriously turbulent. It was just filled with contradictions and this growing sense of distrust on both sides.
So, on the one hand, Pakistan was giving all this vital support, like letting NATO use its roads for supplies. But at the same time, this idea started to really take hold in Washington that Pakistan was playing a double game. The thinking was, okay, they're helping us fight al-Qaeda, sure, but they're also secretly helping some Taliban groups to make sure they still have influence in Afghanistan.
And if you want to see that growing distrust, just look at this chart. It's fascinating. Look at the huge jump in U.S. drone strikes inside Pakistan, from the Bush years to the Obama years. It's an explosion. This is basically the U.S. saying, you know what? We're not waiting for you anymore. We're going to act on our own, on your soil.
But you have to look at it from Pakistan's side, too. For them, this alliance came at an absolutely staggering cost. The war next door in Afghanistan just spilled over, fueling a massive wave of terrorism and chaos inside Pakistan. So for a lot of Pakistanis, the feeling was, hey, this is America's war, but we're the ones paying the ultimate price for it.
And then came the absolute lowest point, the raid that killed Osama bin Laden.
I mean, America's #1 enemy was found hiding out just a stone's throw from Pakistan's top military academy. It's like the version of West Point. For the US, this was the ultimate proof of that double game. And for Pakistan, it was a massive violation of their sovereignty. Any trust that was left, it was just shattered.
So after all these crazy climbs and terrifying drops, where does that leave this, frankly, exhausted partnership today? Well, the surprising thing is, the roller coaster is still going. It's just being driven by a whole new set of forces now.
There's this new geopolitical map, and it's pulling the two countries in completely different directions. You still got the instability in Afghanistan, which is a shared headache for both of them. But then you have China, which has poured tons of money into Pakistan and is now its #1 partner. And maybe the biggest game changer of all, America's growing friendship with Pakistan's biggest rival, India. That changes everything.
You know, if there's one constant in this whole 75-year saga, it's this. The relationship has always been about transactions. It's been driven by outside threats, not shared values. And as those global threats and pressures keep changing, the big question is, can this alliance ever finally, truly, get off the roller coaster for good?